Harold Yeager. I've been in Teton County all my life. My grandparents, great-great-grandparents started this place in the early 1800s. It's been in the family ever since. It's got lots of history to it as far as homesteads here and there. It's got great views and all that. It's got the butte up to the northeast of here, which when you get on that butte, you can look for a long ways, clear to the Sweetgrass Hills. You can see the Haystack Butte from here. It's got some great views from up there, and the same way with the big flat butte up above here. You can see for a long ways in all directions from up there. And it's always been, I guess, a special place to me is go up on the top there and look at all the surrounding area that you can see. And I think I made the statement that it'd be a good place to build a house.
My name's Lane Yeager, and I'm going to give you some overviews of the ranch. It's an old family ranch, been in the family for, I believe, 6 to 7 generations. I'm the 6th, I guess, and my kids are the 7th. Basically, that's been here my whole life. I'm 58 years old. We're 16 miles straight west of Choteau, second house on the right, with not very many turnoffs, not very many neighbors. It's a real scenic kind of a ranch. It's got a lot of view and aesthetics as far as the wildlife. You know, we've got a growing population of elk, moose, whitetail, and mule deer. And in my time, we've had grouse, and we've always been able to irrigate the ranch, even in dry years, because we live off the Rocky Mountain front. And we've always had some runoff to be able to irrigate the ranch. They're predominantly grass hay meadows, very productive. All the home buildings live on a creek, on what we call Willow Creek, and there's a little confluence on the ranch right behind the house out here where another creek comes in, drains out of the Pine Butte swamp. So the creeks that come through this part of the ranch, there's fish in them, rainbows and brookies in the creek, and have fished it off and on growing up. The house, which has been added on to, was built by the Yeagers back, I believe, in 1816, and it's been updated and added on. Very adequate ranch house. The homestead, which was built somewhere in the 1880s and homesteaded, part of the old cabin still there. There's a creek that drains out of the swamp. It's a pretty little creek. It's nice and small. A lot of trees and willows on that end of it. And then we got the big butte that sits out here that's owned by us. Just a beautiful view looking down on the ranch, the swamp, and anybody else you want to look down on. With movement of the wildlife that predominantly walk through the ranch, come through it because of the swamp, and it parallels the Teton River, and there are water rights that come out of the Teton River to this property that we irrigate out of above and below it. There's 3 ditches that drain out of that swamp over north, and pretty big meadows. And that northern part over there of the ranch, the separate creeks and drainages to where the homestead is here. Pretty quiet over there as far as there's no roads and there's no power lines. And borders the Nature's Conservancy, so there won't be any unless we were to do it ourselves, because there's no access for anybody else to get over there. So it's very private, it's very unique. The views on the ranch are spectacular. It's really clear skies, wide open, so you get to see a beautiful sunrise and sunset. Majestic Rocky Mountain fronts right here behind the house. You're gonna get a good look at a lot of pretty country, and it's here every day. It's always clear, it's always pretty. It's a real pretty, majestic Montana ranch.